What's up, guys? Tyler Redmond, host of Hunter Ridge Outdoors, episode 11 of the Hunter Ridge podcast. And y'all just seen the last one I did with my friends Landon and Kristen Belcher. But now I have the honor and privilege to talk to Rack Daddy's own Axel Hartman. Axel, what's up, buddy?
What's up, dude? It's my honor and privilege to be on here with you. Yeah, you don't need to hype me up at all.
So, for those of y'all that don't know Rack Daddies, that y'all do have a YouTube channel
Yep.
and other social media platform, but
Yes, sir.
this guy is all over. Like you live in Pennsylvania, but you're
Yep.
mainly all over there, pretty much doing a lot of fishing, hunting, and he has his own uh vendor at the deer shows around the area.
Yep.
So one popular dude, I encourage y'all to go check out his YouTube channel at Rack Daddies, and he films his hunts, films fishing, does all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we do have some stuff in common.
Oh, wow. We got plenty in common, Tyler. Plenty.
But when I met Axel, I was like, "Oh, this dude is awesome." I was like, and he was like, "Dude, I want to be on your podcast." I was like, "Well, we're gonna do it." So,
Heck
but
yeah.
here we are. And I know we ask people this question every time I talk to them, but of course, we always like to know, how did you get started hunting? How did you get started in the outdoors? So how did you get basically your itch to go hunting and fishing and stuff like that?
I mean, probably similar to a lot of people, man. It started with my dad. I want to say, I remember being younger and him. So in Pennsylvania, I know it's different all around the country. Pennsylvania deer camp is like rifle season. Deer camp is just like the biggest. It's like a national holiday. It's like a state holiday here. Like we used to have off school for opening day because it always fell on a Monday and stuff. And I always remember my dad heading off to camp, which was up in northwestern Pennsylvania in the Allegheny National Forest. He'd head up there with his brothers and cousins, people like that, and he'd come home with a deer every few years. It wasn't every year, but I always remember waiting out in the driveway when he got home to see the deer and for him to drop that tailgate. And that was just something that like just fired me up. So I remember I was just always itching to get out hunting or fishing whenever I could. And I want to say this is probably bad that I don't remember this. I can't remember if the time I went hunting it was either pheasant hunting or squirrel hunting, and I want to say it was pheasant. But he would take me out every year up here, and then I couldn't deer hunt or rifle hunt until I was 12 years old up here. I probably could have done it sooner, but I didn't take my hunter safety course up here till I was 12. So my dad would pull me in the woods, and I remember I would take a camera along at the age of like 10 or 12 and go film my dad hunting just because I wanted to get out there and record it. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But yeah, my dad was the major influence there. Was always in nature, always fishing, always hunting, doing something. And he got me into the hunting big time and going up to my camp for deer camp for the first time when I was 12 or 13 years old. It was awesome. I killed a buck like the first morning at like 10 a.m. And I killed one. My sister had been going up for 3 years. She hadn't gotten one yet. And I killed one before her. I remember her storming over after she heard me shoot, all upset because I got one before she did. But, dude, it was just, growing up around my pops, I was blessed to be able to have him and have such a good influence for, someone that was wanting to get in the outdoors as much as he did.
That's awesome, dude. That is awesome. Like, yeah, my dad definitely got me into hunting and had other people to help me along with it, and here we are. I mean, just our stories surely blessed, and how
Oh,
family
yeah.
and friends can get us into it, and boy, you never know what it's like until you do, and you get that itch to go. It is contagious,
Oh, it's very contagious. Very
very
contagious.
contagious. But yeah, so talk about you end up going squirrel hunting, pheasant hunting. Um, so basically you got that urge to go deer hunting. What made you decide, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel and create Rack Daddies?
Dude, it like I said, I referenced it a little bit there. Kind of goes back to like I started filming hunts. I don't know why, but when I was like 10, 12 years old, I remember recording stuff. Like I remember the first thing I ever recorded was like coyotes howling while we were in the deer stand. I don't know why. I'm pretty sure it's on my Facebook. Do not go back and look at my old Facebook pictures. There are some awkward middle school pictures in there. We're not going to go back that far. But one of the first videos I posted on Facebook, I remember recording it was coyote talent and stuff, and that was awesome. But we went into high school, and me and my buddy Trevor, who I was best friends with, we golfed, we fished, we hunted together. We were like, "Hey, why don't we just start like recording it?" And I was like, "I've been doing it." I was like, "Let's record it some more." Like, I once I started hunting, I stopped recording just because I was able to hunt myself. But once him and I started recording our hunts just for fun, just to look back, we were like, hey, why don't we like edit this into something? And we were like, sweet, let's do it, man. Yeah, what do we call it? And this was like 2015, 2016, I want to say. Heck, maybe even, no, 2015 it was when we posted our first video. But I remember we were having a sleepover in high school, and he was like, what do we call it? What do we call it? And he always called uh, deer, what did he call it? Was it he called it rack bucks. He called like a big buck a rack buck, and I always called him a Mac Daddy. So we were like,
Yep,
let's just
yep.
combine the name, Rack Daddy. So like that's how the
Yeah.
name came up. But yeah, we started recording our stuff, and I ended up going to college to play golf. Realized I ended up skipping classes to go hunt and to go film hunts and try to get stuff for Rack Daddy. So after a year of college, I dropped out, and honestly, I felt it was a little nerve wracking. It's a pretty cool story. I was a little nervous to tell my parents like, hey, I want to drop out of college. Like I don't see.
Yeah.
I was undeclared major. I didn't know what I was doing. Um, so we prayed about it, and I was like, all right, yeah, this is the decision we're gonna make. Like, just gonna see what happens here, trust the Lord. I remember, I think I said I played golf in college. I went in to go tell my coach that I wasn't gonna be coming back the next year. And when I went in to go tell him, he was like, well, before you tell me whatever you got to tell me, I have a scholarship for you for next year to play golf. Like, and it wasn't like a full ride, but it was like a lot more than what I was already getting. I was like, he's like, just go in the other room and sign it. So like, I walk into this other room and I'm sitting there and I'm just like looking at this piece of paper. I'm like, what do I do, man? Like, so I was like, there's a lady in the room. Like, wait, she's like, everything okay? I was like, actually, can you give me a minute? I need to go talk to my coach. So I went in, told him, and I came back in and was telling the lady, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I know this ain't where I'm supposed to be. And this random lady I never met, she had prayed for me out of nowhere at like a probably a pretty liberal college, like not necessarily known for its Christian faith, and they started praying. She prayed for me, and I was like, huh, that's crazy. So, anyways, I finish out the semester, but I remember driving around and I saw an ad on a billboard for what was it? A video photo school that was in my area that I had no idea about. So I went there to tour it. At the end of the tour, the guy who was touring us ended up praying for me. So it was like the Lord was just like laying out steps for me, and I was just like, all right, I guess I know what I'm doing here. Like I feel where the Lord's calling me to. So then that's when I really got into the video production side of things and photography, and I learned. I already kind of knew what I was doing. I felt like I had a general decent eye for it, but learning all the details and editing on everything else that really shaped me into a decent photographer and videographer. But from then, man, I just started. Another thing I do is I'm a freelance videographer, so I film and edit for Buck Commander. I do stuff for Fox Pro. I do stuff for. I started off with Major League Bow Hunter. Actually, was my first gig in
Wow.
Kentucky and in Kansas. So I started doing all that, and yeah, man, the Lord's blessed me, led me to some awesome camps, meet some awesome people, hang out with some awesome folks. But that's really how I really got heavy into the video side of things. And of course, being a freelance videographer, I'm filming my own hunts. So on the side, I'm cranking out Rack Daddies content as much as I could to slowly grow the brand. And I'd say around right before COVID is when I was like, all right, I was working at a church at the time doing videography and still freelancing on the side. And I was like, I'm gonna go all in with this freelancing and Rack Daddy stuff. So I quit, and then a week later, COVID hit, and I was like, oh no, like what am I gonna be doing here? Like I don't know if this is gonna work, but man, it continued to work. The hunting didn't stop, so I kept filming hunts and was slowly growing Rack Daddies. Our social media started to uh, grow a lot that year on Instagram, and TikTok blew up that year, and yeah, we've just been slowly grinding. And recently here, I've been able to focus a lot more on Rack Daddies. Still doing a decent amount of freelance stuff, but been trying to just crank out a video a week on Rack Daddy's YouTube channel. Right now we're in fishing season, so we're doing a lot of bass fishing videos, but in about a month we'll be switching gears over to deer season, which is my favorite. So I'm just yeah, baby, I'm fired up for it, man. But
Yeah.
it's that's kind of a quick process of how we got to where we are, but man, it's been a blessing. The Lord's definitely blessed me for sure, cuz I the one thing I always said growing up was, man, I want to love what I do the rest of my life. I'm not necessarily a money driven person or money hungry person. I just want to feel like I am rich in life and rich with the Lord. So that's all I've been focused on, man. I wouldn't say I'm over here making handfuls of money by any means, but I'm blessed to be where I am, and I'm very very happy. And yeah, it's just I couldn't ask for anything better.
Hey man, that day you couldn't have scripted that any better. At the end of the day, that's all what matters. As long as
Mm-hmm.
you're doing what God wants you to do, and I mean, a part of me feels like that's what I need to be doing for my calling too. It's just like for all my life, I've always wanted to be like a filmer for Realtree and stuff. And I'm like, but dang, I'm here in North Carolina. They're down in Georgia. And I was like, I can't move down there yet. But I do love doing the video editing. That's something I would just love to do for a job
Yeah.
like that, video editing. And like you said, in the end of the day, it's not all about the money. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
people we make friendships with, and it's about what the Lord wants us to do. But you could have said that any better. And I want to know a little bit. I didn't know you got to film for all those people, man. That was awesome. Like Major League Bow Hunter. I mean, sponsored by Realtree. That's Chipper
Yeah.
Jones. How was
Yeah.
that?
So I was never actually in camp with Chipper. I met Chipper a time or two at the ATA show through. So their main like editor and videographer, his name's Brandon Adams. I'm still really good friends with him. He's a awesome dude. Probably one of the best hunters I've ever met. Like the dude, you could tell him any animal, he's gonna go figure out how to harvest one. But he hired me. I met him at a local show through a sponsor that we had at the time called Titanium Archery Products. They made stabilizers for your bow, and they were sponsoring Major League Bow Hunter back in 2016, 2017. And Brandon Adams came up to the area to kind of do like a promo event. And I met him. I was like, hey, if you ever need anybody to video a hunt, let me know. He called me like 2 weeks later and was like, hey, I need someone in Kentucky on September 4th, 5th, whatever it was. Can you come? I'm like, yeah, I'm in. So I headed there, and it was just him in camp. And then we killed on like the third day, and he was like, you want to go to Kansas tomorrow with me? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So like I had never left the East Coast at this point. So I headed west, and I was like way out of my element, but it was so cool, dude. I'll never forget that like first trip across the country I ever had, just seeing God's creation like outside of the East Coast for the first time, how different everything was. Like it was unbelievable. But yeah, I didn't film with Chipper and those guys, but I did film Brandon Adams, who was like leading. He was a host of the show and also like their editor and stuff. I just never had the chance to be actually in camp with Chipper, which I would have been dang awesome. But yeah, but like I said, I've been in camp with Buck Commander. So I was in camp with Aldean last year, Jason Aldean, which was pretty dang cool. Tombo Martin, all those guys that I grew up watching Buck Commander and Willie Robertson. I got to golf with Willie last year. It was super cool.
Nice.
It was like growing up watching these things and then just being able to hang out with these guys. And yeah, it's just, man, it's so cool. It really is. It's a blessing, man. And You just got to kind of realize too, at the end of the day, everybody's a person, man. We all have our shortfalls. We all have our different ways that we live life, but we're like some people are elevated higher status wise in the country, but dude, we're all people, man, and everybody is
Yep.
just down to earth that I've met through the years. So it's cool being able to see that person on the screen is the same person that you meet in person. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
pretty dang cool.
Like the people I know, like obviously Travis T-Bone Turner, and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm really good friends with him. Blessed to say that, but like he is just that down to earth good person. And
Yeah,
like any of these hunting guys, like I mean, I've met Michael, I've met Nick Munt, I've met Papa Waddell. Those are all such awesome
yeah.
people. And what you see on TV pretty much is who they really are in person. And
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
and like the people you meet, that's what means the most at the end of the day.
Yeah,
And none of us are perfect. That's for sure. We're all human, and that's the thing that's so good about us. Like I know we go and see celebrities like, oh my gosh, there's Michael Jackson, or oh I look up to the. Well, at the end of the day, we're all human. We are
yeah.
all human.
Oh yeah, we are,
But
dude. And it's like, oh, what was I gonna say there? And dude, like the thing that like, because you never know if too, you form your own opinion before you meet somebody sometimes. And mostly, dude, I don't even know where my phone's at right now, but it's all from your phone, and you'll see all the hate comments, all this stupid stuff, man. I wish I could go back to a flip phone like I had when I was in 8th grade or 10th grade, whatever it was. Dude, I wish I could go back to a flip phone and live my life without social media, but like we got to do it for work. But you see so much hate and so much negativity spewed on the internet. You kind of form your own opinions about people. And that's one thing I've always tried to do is like give everybody a shot. Like I don't care how negative the of a reputation they formed, what people say about them, man. Like you said, nobody's perfect. So like I fall short of the glory of God every day. I want to go in to meeting somebody and act like I don't know who they are and like form my own opinion on them. And yeah, dude, I don't know why I just got on that kind of, but I wish I could throw my phone in the toilet and flush it.
I don't blame you. And here's the funny thing: me and Landon and Kristen were talking about that the other day. We had the same conversation. It's like I think people do get jealous or that they've never done it before, and they just like to stir up something. And here's what gets me laughing the most is when you see that one mean comment from that one person, you don't see any other comments from that person after that.
No,
It's
no.
like they like, okay, let's see if we can stir her up. Okay, I'm going. I'm a chicken. I'm leaving.
Yeah, yeah,
But
they're keyboard warriors, that's for sure.
you said
They're
that
key.
right.
Dude, we had a
But
guy last year. He just started commenting on every video we posted on YouTube, whether it was like a short or like a long term video. He would just rip us to shreds, like write a paragraph about us. And I'm just like, who is this guy? Like, what did we do to you? One day I commented, I said, who, like, what did we do to hurt you? And he was like,
yeah, what do we ever do to you?
he commented back, he said, one of you was driving a car and he named like a road around where we're at, and you passed me. And I was like, and I saw the sticker on the back of your truck. I said, what color truck was it? He said, it was like I forget, white truck with a Rack Daddy sticker on the back. I said, brother, I got a gray truck. I said, we sell stickers for the back windows of people's cars. Like that could have been anybody. And
It
I
could
was
have been
like,
anybody.
dude, after I said that, I never heard a peep from that guy again. Like he realized, like, oh wow, I'm going off on some random guy just because he had a sticker on his back of his. I'm like, dude, like it's again, man. Like you just can't hate on folks till you meet them, man. Like this guy was hating on us, and he had never even spoken a word to us. He got passed by somebody with a Rag Daddy sticker.
Well, guess what? I like to see what he would think when he passes mine because I got the Rack Daddy sticker on mine too. Dude, I
Hey,
got
maybe
that
that
thing
was
for me and I'm
about
like, I'm
you,
putting it on my
Tyler.
truck.
That's funny, brother. That's
Dude, oh
funny,
my
man.
gosh. But and see, there are good people out there, and then of course
Oh,
there are
there are,
people that
man.
choose to make right decisions, but wrong decisions. But I mean, like me and you, we can sit and talk all day because me and you, both have the same belief. We
Mm-hmm.
believe that Jesus died on the cross, saved us, and I'm a child of the King. Yeah, I fall
Yep.
short every single day, but
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what matters, is that and that you can talk to people that there are good people out there.
Oh, dude, and I know, like I was saying, the social media and stuff, dude, the negativity is everywhere on it. We were just doing this, we were talking about this in Bible study the other day. There is so much good out there in the world. We just are so prone to seeing the negative, dude, and it weighs you down, man. It just it's just such a bad way to like start my day when I start off looking at my phone, seeing all the negative news and stuff. That's one of the things I've been doing lately. I've just been going out on my porch, cup of coffee, my Bible, praying, and just soaking in the world for a minute rather than the first thing I do, wake up and start scrolling on my phone with my eyes half open. Like, dude, it ended up starting my day so much better, and like you just see more positives in the world because like you said, there's more positive than negative. It's just the negative is what makes the news and what people focus on when we should be focusing on the good.
Oh, absolutely. And and I don't know if you do this too, but like when I typically see a negative comment on one of my shorts or my videos that I know ain't true, I just hit the $3 and say remove.
Oh yeah, once in a while I do that too. If it's especially if they're saying something real nasty or mean to someone, I'm like, man, we ain't got room for hate here. Like this is
Right.
all
Like,
love.
well, yeah. Because I posted a short the other day, and you'll probably see it on my channel. Because a couple weeks ago, a few weeks ago, I caught a 20-inch largemouth. And I told
Dang.
the folks, I said, this thing is probably 6.5 or 7 pounds. And one guy commented was like 3 pound bass. And I'm like, they ain't no way. I was like, that bass was big.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
But I
like you
mean,
can't let them negative comments weigh you down either, man. We get plenty of them, and like I said to you earlier, I just don't focus on the bad. I focus on the good. I'm like, man, y'all can say whatever you want about me. I'll let you form whatever opinion you want. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let that like weigh me down. I'm not gonna let a keyboard warrior weigh me down.
that's exactly right. And and that's the sad part that we do let one negative comment out of the hundreds of positives hit us. And that's the
Oh
thing that
yeah,
I think we take to heart sometimes, that we just gotta ignore that one little negative comment and accept all the hundreds of positives that we get.
yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree, dude.
Yep. Well, hey, we've gone into hunting conversations, we've gone to fishing, but we ain't done yet, man. You got some interesting stories you want to tell? Like, trust me, I've heard some funny stories that have happened out in the woods. Like Landon and Kristen told a hilarious story or two of them turkey hunting. So I'm sure you've come across one of those moments.
Oh, dude, this one, I don't know. I don't know why this just came to my mind. It wasn't even, I was there, I was around it, but it didn't happen to me directly. My, I don't know if it's appropriate or not. I think it's a little bathroom talk, nothing crazy. But we were up at deer camp, and my cousin was up in his tree stand, and he had to go number two. So
Yeah.
he leaned over the edge of the stand instead of getting down out of it and dropped the one out of the stand. Well, it was a ladder stand. It hit the railings and like the handles, and like there was like clumps of it on the way down, and we were like, we didn't know that he did this at that point. So this was like a few days prior, and one of my other, I forget who went to that stand a couple days later to hunt it, and they were like, dude, it smelled so bad there, and there was these dirt clumps on the handles of the ladder going up, and I wiped them off, and my cousin was like, that wasn't dirt clumps, brother. That was number two that I had going. I don't know why that just came to my mind. I know there's definitely been some good stuff that I've had happen to me in the stand or happen to me elsewhere. Dude, at the end of the day, when it comes to hunting, as much as I want to do like kill a big buck or go after, as much as I enjoy that chase, I am more there to make memories, man. Like I'm always
Yep.
in the stand with a camera guy for the most part. And that's what I enjoy about it, man. It's being there with somebody, sharing the experience with somebody, laughing. till your stomach hurts with somebody. Like
Yeah.
we just always jokingly roast each other in the stand or something. Like every time a somebody makes a noise, we'll just start waving like, "See you, deer! You just scared all the deer away."
Yeah.
Like it's just, dude. There's so many good things that happen in the stand that I'm really bad with my memory too. I think I'm like Dory from Finding Nemo. I got like short term memory loss. I know there's so many funny things, but I can never like pick up on one specifically.
Right.
But
But I got to tell you, I can relate to what your buddy did because I've done the same thing. And I
did
kid you
you? But
not,
I hope you weren't on the climbing end of that. I hope that was you letting it out.
that's exactly what it was. I turned away from the ladder, so it was going yep, straight to the ground.
Yeah.
And
Hey, dude, when nature calls, man, you gotta let it out.
yes,
I ever since I just started drinking coffee last year, and my rate of going through toilet paper in the woods has gone up tremendously. I've gone through 2 or 3 rolls a year now, when it used to be like one every 2 years. I have just coffee in the morning, man, and getting in the woods, especially turkey season. I think I went 5 days in a row this year. Yeah, I don't know why I'm on this topic, but yeah, it happens.
that that's that's something I have struggled with every time I go hunting in the mornings, or and evenings lately too. Every time I either get down off the stand or get up from sitting on the ground turkeys, I'm like, dang it, I've got to go. I don't know what it is, man. I'm like, gotta watch myself, be careful. But
I know.
yeah,
I think it's all the little Debbie's I'm eating before I go in the woods too. That probably ain't helping. And the honey buns, them honey buns are what get me big time.
yeah. Oh man,
What's a
that is
good story
awesome.
you got? I want to hear one of your good stories.
Well, you just heard one right there, and oh, let me go ahead. Well, we're all hunters. We can relate to this, and this ain't just me pooping, but number two. But I got sick in the stand one time. This was almost 2 years ago, and it's not on the channel by any means, but thank God. But I can't remember, was there any deer out there? I can't remember. There might have been some deer out there, but they kind of went over the hill. But I was hunting
Mhm.
at my ex boss's house, and he had a lot of deer back there. But anyway, I kept trying to hold it and hold it and hold it, and finally, when it got to the end of the day, I finally got to climb down, and I tried to hold as much as I could, and it just came out. And next thing you know, it wasn't just number two, it was diarrhea.
Oh lordy.
And I felt it go down my pants. I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I had to walk from the stand to the
Uh,
truck. And I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna try to say this as appropriate as I can, but let's just say I didn't want to ride sitting on diarrhea the whole way home for the next 5 minutes. So what I do, I pull my britches down, put a paper towel on the seat, and sit on the paper towel on the way back home. And none of my folks have ever heard that from me.
oh jeez, man, that's
And
rough.
and then guess what? Thank God I made it back home because I knew something wasn't right, and I ended up with a stomach bug that night after I
Are
hunted.
you serious? Oh,
Dude, that felt like death. Oh my gosh! But next thing you know, the
dude, them
next week,
stomach bugs, man, you can't control it, dude. If it's coming, it's coming.
well, thank God though, I got redemption. 2 weeks later, went to the same spot, not the same stand, but we went into the barn, and me and my dad doubled up at that same place.
There you go, dude.
So
That's
it
sick.
all worked out.
I love to hear that, man.
Oh,
I
in
love
fact,
to hear that.
let me go get that picture real quick. Hang on.
Yeah.
This is my dad and I doubled up. We shot at the same time, and we both killed a doe.
Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. That's a memory you won't forget.
And it was a funny thing.
Hopefully, you
And my
washed your britches at that point.
hey, I was shaking to death afterwards. I'm surprised if I haven't done it again.
Dude,
And
that's one
here's the
thing.
bullet too.
Oh, that's sweet, dude. That's
308, baby.
awesome. That's
But
awesome. That's one thing, dude. I don't care what it is, man. If it's a I don't care if it's a doe still to this day. I get the shakes like no one else, man. I will sit there and like if I know I'm not shooting a doe that day and I see a doe, I won't shake. But if I know I'm getting ready to shoot one, dude, I just my whole body just turns into jitters and I'm like, oh man, can't control it.
oh my gosh. Well, see, the cool thing about this story is that we literally planned how we had a possibility of making this work. Like, and I told the story on Sunday with the podcast with my friends. But so my dad and I, it had been, gosh, 5 years since we both hunted in the same stand together. And the cool
Mm-hmm.
thing is, we doubled up that hunt too. But we said we're going to go hunt at this place. I said there's a lot of does over there. I said, well, let's. I was wanting to shoot one of the bucks that had been coming on camera because it was mid-December. We're almost out of the season, and I only shot a doe. Like, this the first time I'd gone, I say buckless, without a buck since 2021. I was like, let's just wait and see. So we had some does come out, and then they left. But me and Dad kind of rehearsed it before. We said, me and you can try to shoot one at the same time if they're all together. And he was going to count to three, and then we're both going to shoot at one, same time.
Yeah.
Now, turkeys, that's easy, but deer, not so much. And so, but long story short, we got in the barn, and he was like, I don't know if this is going to work, Tyler, because we're hunting out of a small window, not near
Yeah.
as big as this window right here. Well, sure enough, last few minutes of daylight, we had three come out 60 yards to the right of us. And make a long story short, we planned it. Dad did the countdown. Three, two, one, boom, boom.
Oh.
I shot, mine ran off, and the moment Dad waited until after I shot. So when I shot, his deer dropped, and the moment he pulled the trigger, spotted his deer, and she fell down. And so, but I'll send you the link to that video. But dude, that was
Dude, I'll have to check
incredible,
that out. That's awesome, man.
and see how the story like that. But yeah, man, dude, we all got so many stories to share. Like my dad killed two does, one shot with a 270. That was impressive, and just things like that, man. Is what I look forward to. Not just the stories, but the memories you share people with. I'll never forget Michael Waddell and T-Bone made a great point on their podcast. Especially like me and you, we're both young, and we're trying to shoot a really big buck, bigger than what we've got, and sometimes we get focused on that. But, and I'm not saying you do or anything. I know I do,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like you, they say what means the most now. I think is what you do that day, who you hang out with, what conversations you had, what food you eat that day,
Mm-hmm.
especially in camp. That's what those memories are, the ones that are priceless at the end of the day.
Oh, I 100% agree with that, man. Like you said, Michael Waddell's such a good spokesman for that type of stuff too. He just says it how it is, and he's like, everything. I'm. I don't think I've seen something I disagree with him on when it comes to stuff like that. It's just about what makes you happy, dude. And like people do, they get so hung up on stuff, and that's not a problem. But like sometimes when you're so focused on killing that bigger deer or worried about people shooting small deer, you're missing the whole point, man. You're missing the point of what we're out here doing. It's a blessing to be able to be doing it, and it's about what makes you happy at the end of the day, man. It's what brings joy to your heart, what makes you proud, what makes you happy, like, and even if other people think different, man, who cares? It's
Yep,
tough. It's tough to not care sometimes, but when you let all that go, let it brush off your shoulders, man, you're such a happier person at the end of the day.
absolutely. You nailed it, Axel. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we've covered some. And speaking of deer, have you? What's the biggest deer you ever killed? Do you have a story behind him?
Yeah, he's right here. Hold on. He's one
Oh
six
wow.
160 something gross. He was in Kansas. Killed him back in 2020, actually. Uh, Dude, it was fun. My buddy came up, Trevor, who started Rack Daddies with me. We flew him out to Kansas. He actually we were hunting with my buddy at Fire Creek Outfitters, Connor Hickle. He was hunting there. He actually stuck a giant the night before, and I was already hunting there. So I went up. I was hunting at another guy's place down south, in southern Kansas, and I went up to film him. He stuck one and it stank. We couldn't find it, but we went into the stand. The next day, we drove back down south after because he couldn't go after another deer at the buddy's place we were hunting, and we figured he probably would die, but he ended up making it through most of the season.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but we went down south the next day, and it was like the perfect cold front moving through like late September. And dude, I'll never forget being like, hey, there's like a good deer out in this. What was it? Wow, I can't think of the name of it. Just this kind of field, CRP field type thing, conservation field. And I was like, dude, there's a giant out there. And we watched this deer work in. It took him 20 minutes to walk in, and it was like closing in on last light, like super fast. Like I probably had 3 minutes of legal light left, 4 minutes of legal light left when I shot. Uh, but dude, he just worked his way in slow, steady, and came into 20 yards, and I shot him. And dude, it was one of the just like it was like my first ever hunt that I felt like was truly from like a TV real tree show where I was like,
Yeah,
holy
buddy.
crap, dude, that's awesome. And like I was living it. And it was such a cool moment to be there with Trevor, having him be there and film the recovery. And who else was in camp there? Jed Lamb, one of he's mainly a waterfowl outfitter, but he was helping guide some deer hunts there. But it's just so cool because like I had a pretty solid group of friends out in Kansas, and we just all got to hunt together and swapped hunts. I did stuff with them, they did stuff with me, and it was cool, man. That was one of the coolest bucks I ever killed. But I would say my favorite hunt I ever had was actually there's probably one of my smaller bucks, but it was on public ground up in Pennsylvania. My dad the day before shot his biggest PA public buck. It was like 150, and it was we like helped recover it. Just going through all that with my dad, being able to share those memories. And the next day we woke up to like a heavy rain, so we didn't go out till like 10. And well, we just decided, hey, let's walk around. We walked about a mile and a half down this into the woods, into this holler, and we're walking, and the rain's starting to pick up again. And I'm like, crap, this is gonna stink. So I'm rattling and stuff. I rattle at one spot, and I was like, for some reason, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to put my arrow away walking to the next spot. I'm going to keep my arrow knocked onto my bow. So we start
Never
working
know.
about 100 yards. 100 yards, we start working away. Here comes this buck trotting towards us, and we're on the ground, and we just like literally just are in this not wide open. We're in big woods, but like we just kneel on the ground. I pull back and shoot this deer at like 20 yards, and just having my dad there to recover it with me and kill one off the ground like that and stuff. It was so cool, man. That was definitely my favorite hunt of all time.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's very rewarding. Like, and see, let's see here. I'll show you my trophy room if you don't mind, if you want to see
yeah.
it.
Let's see it. You got some good bucks I'm seeing there.
Well, I'll just go ahead and show you then. Let me see. Let's get this thing turned around here. All right. Here we go. Well, see, there's the bow I was telling you about. So, folks, stay tuned for that. There's the autographed bow, the RX-8. So, she's sitting right there. I need to get a case for it. But this is my 8 pointer. I was going to tell you
Nice.
about. I actually rattled him in 10 days before I killed him with the muzzleloader. I was hunting with a bow, but dude, I rattled, didn't expect it, and all of a sudden he sounded like a bull charging through the thicket. I mean,
Dang.
you talk about blown up, just dark brown, ears laid back. He was ticked off,
That's
and
awesome.
and then I killed him with the muzzleloader, and he came right to the big and J and put it right on the top of his neck, and he fell and took off and fell 50 yards. But
Dude, that's sweet, man.
that's when that was my first true big buck over 100 inches, and this is one mount I'm very proud of actually.
Dude, what is that thing? 10 pounds?
Probably 9. I didn't have
Woo!
anything to weigh him, unfortunately, but he was 23 and a half inches long.
Dude, that's a monster mass. Hey there. Headed.
What happened there, brother?
I don't know. Something happened.
That was weird. I did not. I just turned the camera and all of a sudden it just went off on me.
Yeah, I
All
don't know
right,
what happened there.
it's still recording. We're good. All right, I make sure recording the Zoom. Okay, but anyways, yeah, dude, I called this thing on an artificial lure called Mighty Bite, and I was just bringing it in. I was 20 feet out from the bank, and all of a sudden I feel something pull my line, and there comes that big old girl. She was pregnant too. And this is
Whew.
actually
Yeah, she's huge.
it's actually a replica mount.
Is it?
And I mean, the taxidermist did a great job with it. And
Oh, he did. That's awesome, man.
the certificate, and there's the real bass right there.
Dude, that's sick, dude. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Ginormous. And then this is my biggest one to date, I
That's a
think.
stud.
Though that main beam and that extra point was added because he broke that whole part off.
Oh, nice. Daggone.
But
That's
I
a
still
big
claim him as my, yep, claim him as my biggest. And I'll never. I swear, man, I don't know what the deal is with my phone.
I don't know. It might be the connection or something.
That might be. Let's see. I'm good on Wi-Fi though. I'll go through this quick. We'll be all right though. But I shot him with a muzzleloader on November the 17th. He come in there limping, so he already been beat up in a fight, and
Mm,
because he lost part of that rack. But then this is the one I'm probably most proud of. I've had the most
that's
history with this
sweet.
deer. Um, I had history of him with a year before, and in fact, here is his shed right here.
Nice, man.
So, and I'm surprised. And the thing is, he was really bad off. He got injured or hit by a car or something, but
Uh-huh.
he recovered, made it through, and um, dude, I just sent you the link to that video too. Like I got the whole documentary of this deer. Like that, and this was my first ever big bow buck. So,
Nice. Dude, that's awesome, man. That's a great buck. I love down at his bases, dude, I call it popcorn. I love the popcorn he's got going on there, dude.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
He got a bunch of them bumps, or I don't know what the technical specific term is for it, but I call it popcorn.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Then there's my so far my only turkey, but I harvested with a 410 at 44.
Oh, I think I lost you again.
There
There,
we
you're
go.
back. You're
Yeah,
back. That's awesome, dude. With a 410?
yes, sir, with a 410.
Nice.
And then here's my other deer and stuff, like my first ever buck,
Mm-hmm.
my first squirrel, other little bucks and
Nice.
stuff. And then here's my first ever shed I ever found.
That's sweet. That's a
Look
good
at the
shed, too.
base.
Yeah. That's a heck of a shed there.
And so I'll go ahead and put it back down. That way I hope we don't lose a signal again because I that
I
was
see
really strange.
you're a big NASCAR fan or just racing fan?
Oh yes. I gotta show that to you too. Let's
Yeah, I
see.
want to see that.
Let's see here.
Oh, dude, that's unbelievable. Dude, that's awesome. You got Richard Petty car in there. You got who's that? Dale Jr. Is
Yeah,
that who's number three? Was that Dale Senior's three, or who was the who
that's
drove the
Dale
Oreo
Jr.'s
car?
three in the Bush
Was it
car. And
the
then
Bush
here's
car?
some
Okay,
Dale Senior stuff
there's
right
Senior.
here.
I was gonna say I don't remember Senior ever having that scheme of the Oreo.
Yeah, the only time Senior had one like this was with the good wrench on it. But yeah, that's Junior's. And then
Yeah,
here's more under here.
Harvick, Newman, nice dude. That's sweet, man.
But then my favorite of all time, Smoke.
Smoke, dude. Are you a do you ever watch dirt race and sprint cars or anything?
I do sometimes. I need to get more into it, honestly. But because I know he's big into it, or at least I know Kyle
Yeah,
Larson's
he is.
really good at it.
Yeah, Smoke. He used to run up in our area a good bit. We have a lot of sprint car races around here, and he'd race up here in Pennsylvania a ton.
Oh, I
back in the
bet.
day. Now Larson comes around and we watch him. Dude, it's so cool to be able to go watch like one of the best drivers in the world just race local, and then he'll go to a NASCAR event the following day. Like it's crazy that they do that.
It is. And I mean, like, people like him and Tony Stewart, when I say greatest race car driver, you put them in anything with wheels, they're liable to
Oh,
beat you. Like,
yeah,
Tony
100%.
Tony Stewart is the only person in the world that has won an IndyCar championship and a NASCAR championship. Like, I I don't know if there'll be there may be somebody else to do that, but in this recent years, that's gonna be hard to beat. And I mean,
Yeah,
but then gosh, you can't sit here and not think about Kyle Busch. I mean, the
I
greatest
know.
NASCAR driver ever. And I mean, it's still shocking of what all happened to him. Like,
I know, man. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. It's
and
sad.
crazy thing is too, he was sponsored by Realtree, and he got to
Uh-huh.
go hunting with those guys. So basically, all in the hunting and Realtree community felt at loss with Kyle Busch too,
Oh,
because
for sure.
he started going hunting with them, and I'm sure I could definitely talk about that with Tyler Jordan and T Bone and them because and it's of course because Kevin Harvick is big with Realtree too. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was just very sad for his kids and his wife. But yeah, man, I'm a real big NASCAR fan. I'm a Chase Briscoe fan in the
There
Cup
you
level
go.
right now, and
Yeah.
he needs to win a race. I'm ready
Yeah.
for him to win one. But yeah, dude. But yeah, man. So we've talked about a lot of stuff, but I
Yeah.
know I think me and you might have talked outside the show about turkey hunting. Did you kill anything this year? Turkey
I
hunting?
got one this year in Virginia. Man, they kicked my butt this year. That's for sure. They killed one in Virginia with my buddy Nick Marsilio. We have like a noon cutoff time around here in some states. So Virginia was cutting off at 12. Dude, I killed mine at like 11:57. He had killed one, and you can watch the episode we had posted already. We were walking back to the truck. We were like, hey, let's walk through this bottom. I remember there's some like really pretty blue flowers. Let's get some good pictures down here, and we're walking through the bottom. One just hammered in front of us, and we dropped right where we were and caught him down a hill across a creek. And I shot him a little further than I thought the shot was. I thought he was like 45 yards. He was like 60. So it was a bit of a poke, but I shot and I saw him kind of move off. And I was like, did I miss him? So I ran after. I got up on top of the hill, and I don't know how I like scaled a cliff, like a 15-foot cliff, just with the adrenaline that I had. I got up on top of it, and he was like 5 yards in front of me, just standing there. So I shot him again. But like, I think he was gonna actually die there. But it was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy hunt. But dude, they kicked my butt everywhere else in PA and in Maryland when we hunted. They just were not gobbling much. They would gobble on the roost, and as soon as they got off the roost this year, they would just tight-lipped, tight-lipped, and
They
like
just shut up.
usually
Yeah.
for the amount I hunted, we would usually at least like that happens here and there, but like not for 3 weeks straight. Like everywhere we hunted, I had one good day of hunting, and that morning they didn't gobble on the roost. I didn't hear a peep, and I was getting ready to leave the one farm I had in Maryland. It was about 8 o'clock. I'm walking up to my truck, and I'm parked in the middle of the smack plumb wide open field that has like a big hill in the middle of it. And I'm almost 30, 40 yards from my truck. One hammers in the middle of this field. And I like hit the deck. I dropped down. I'm like, where is this bird at? And he's just over the other side of the hump. So I like sneak up to the hump. I just let out one call. I can hear him drumming, spitting. He's probably 20 yards away from me. And I just can't
Whoa.
see him over this hump. He must have caught eyes on my truck, and I didn't hear a peep. And then he gobbled a little bit further down. So I did a giant loop around, got over to this kind of a bowl area, and I was down on the bottom of the bowl, and I think he was on the other side of this hump. I get set up. I'm getting ready to get set up, and I hear him gobble, but I also hear a gobble behind me. I can't tell if it's echoing, and I'm like, what's going on? And they keep hammering at the same time. So I'm like spinning in circles for like 2 minutes trying to figure out what to do. And I finally hear the one in the bottom, like down in the woods, gobble. And I'm like, okay, that one in the field must have gone down in the woods. I'm going to set up on the edge of this field. So I get set up, and I hear him gobble again. I'm like, oh, he's coming. Like, he's coming. Then the next thing you know, out of the corner of my eye, I look to my right, and I see a tail fan up at the top of the field. And I'm like, oh no, he's gonna bust me. Like I'm not set up, and I'm trying to adjust my camera. I'm self filming it, and by the time I whip over, like I could barely get a red dot set it on his head. He flies away. And I'm like, okay, well, there's still one down the bottom here. So I go down that bottom. He's across a creek. I cross this creek. I get set up. I call this joker into 15 yards, and he is in the thickest of thick stuff. So I can see his like body, but I'm not going to shoot through all this thick stuff. So I watch him ease off. And then I called another one in. Dude, it was a rough day. I called in like I had 4 chances, and I didn't get a single shot off. But that was like the only solid day I had after that kill in April. And I think it might have been we had a stretch of 2 weeks where it was like 90 degrees here in Pennsylvania in like the beginning of
Wow.
April. And we usually don't get that because then throughout the rest of April and May, it was a high of 40, a high of 50. Like we weren't getting any warm weather. And yeah, I don't know what caused it, but they kicked my butt this year. Moral of the story. How'd you do?
Well, I came home with none either, unfortunately, but I did so. But I will have to say though, me and you pretty much did the impossible. We were able to, I guess you say, call one in, sell film, and you're doing the hunting too. That's you're doing all three right there, as my buddy
It
Scooter
ain't
would
easy.
say. No, it ain't. But that is a win at the end of the day. Like
Mm-hmm.
so. I hunted a majority of the day on this one, but then my Landon I had the podcast with, he was like, dude, I'd go back there in the evening if I were you. And I was like, really? He's like, oh, yeah. Because the bird gobbled in the morning, but then after a couple times, he just, tight lip. But
Yeah.
so I sat there and I never forget, I was moving and I thought I heard a gobble. And I'm like, did I just hear a gobble? What did I hear? Because I was moving. It was hard to hear. And so finally I waited, bam, he gobbles and he gobbles and then he gobbles again. And I'm like, oh wow. So I was like, yeah, he's fired up.
Daggone.
And here's the funny thing. So I'm texting Landon and I'm asking him, what do I do? He's in Indiana on a bird at the moment too.
Are you serious?
You'll have to go back and listen to his story because it's
Oh,
hilarious on that
I'll
particular hunt.
have to, dude.
So on the same time, I'm trying to call in a bird in North Carolina and he's able to get the bird in Indiana. But so he told me, he said, try to go closer to him and make a move, or just call very aggressively. So what do? I just because I called a couple of times and didn't hear him repeat back. But so I got up, walked a few feet, and I was facing him. And then I did aggressive hen yelping. Bam, he struck. And then I did it again. Bam, he struck. I was like, oh. So I ran back, sat down, and I'm like, well, he hears me, so he's gonna come. So I just waited, and every few minutes, I didn't do it all the time, but every few minutes I would do a little bit of calling, and bam, every time I called, pretty much he done moved. I was like, well,
Dude.
this turkey's coming. And finally, I started getting the shakes, and like, I got the camera dead on the decoys and everything. So I get my gun ready, and I just go "Burp, burp, burp, burp," with my natural voice. Bam, he is close, and I'm like, oh, dude, he's gonna be right here within minutes. Sure enough, here comes this giant rope turkey coming right dead toward the decoy. Well, guess what Knucklehead here does? Goes too soon while he's moving, and I missed him at 10 yards.
Oh, dude, that stinks, man. It happens, brother. It
But that,
happens.
he gave me everything I wanted. That was, you talk about adrenaline rush, son.
Oh, yeah.
That was, and his rope had to be about 10 inches long. It was a giant bird. I got it all on film. It's on the channel.
Hey, brother, you do it long enough, it happens. There's misses, man. It stinks.
Yep. But
I used to
look,
not be
see,
a big. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the funniest thing, well, I didn't know, but he was about to circle that Jake, but I didn't know it. I was afraid he was going to just walk right past him and go, but my daddy was like, "Oh, he was about to circle that Jake," and I was like, "Well, I guess I should have just waited." But he wouldn't. When I first saw him, he was kind of in half strut, but then he was just in regular walking mode, and then
Yeah.
he was about to circle that Jake. But then as soon as he raised that head, is the moment I shot, and I'm like, if he hadn't moved his head, that turkey'd been dead.
Thank God, man. It happens. Dude, I used to not be a really big turkey hunter till about 5 years ago. Now I love it. I still love deer hunting more. But dude, when I like missed, I was like, how do people miss turkeys with a shotgun? Like it's easy. Well, I found out the hard way. I missed one at 10 yards too, and I was like, I am never saying a word about that again. I
Yeah,
remember
well,
when I was
see,
in Nebraska and this bird came in strutting. Dude, it was crazy because he was working his way to the roost. And out in Nebraska, dude, it's not getting dark till like 10 o'clock sometimes. And we were like in Western Nebraska. It was like 9:30 at night, and I'm getting ready to shoot a bird, and it's still bright out. And he was working in, coming in. He gobbled as soon as I went to shoot. And he was like kind of broadside to me. So when he gobbled, his head went out, and you could see my pellets go right over his back. And I was like, oh, so that's how they miss. All right.
yeah, that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
see,
it's
when they're so
crazy.
close like that, the beads are like a small bullet. They're so
So tight.
tight.
Yeah.
But that's when I was like, okay, I'm moving the decoys out a little bit further to 20 or 30 yards now because that way the beads will pretty much cut the whole head covered.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's tough, man, that it happened to you. But dude, it's gonna happen. The more, hey, but you're getting more experience under your belt, which is good. It's all about
hey,
learning. That's what the great outdoors does. It's the Mother
that's
Nature's a
right.
teacher.
And you know what? My buddy told me, he said, dude, it's going to happen for you next year. I'm going to make sure I get you on a bird. And I was like, well, it looks like Lord willing is about guaranteed to be a bird next year.
I love it.
I'm already excited about next year. And like, I've never been this excited for turkey hunting because I've got a whole lot more experience. I called in two hens actually, and
Nice.
and I know what they say when they come in silent. Because I'm gonna tell you, you never know it. They're like a deer. You got to be listening for them walking. Because
Oh yeah.
sure enough, I it was the our last day of the season, not the last day for the season, but my last day.
Yeah.
But me and my buddy were sitting there at one of my small properties where I shot that buck at last year, and hit the squirrel. There's a squirrel that's on alert, and I'm like, well, usually that when that happens to me, I don't see anything. But he looked at me and said, anytime a squirrel does that, he knows something's coming. Sure enough, here comes a daggone Jake, and he came right to my call, never gobbled, nothing. He just came in silent, saw us, and started trotting off. But I was like, yeah, they cut. I was silent, all right.
Yeah, they'll do it, man. They'll come in tight-lipped. It happens. It
But
happens.
yeah. Well, tell me, how's your fishing season been, man?
Oh, we've been hammering some bass here. We've been putting out some good episodes. We did it's going to come out this Thursday, which is what I guess June 18th tomorrow. I'm not sure when this will come out, but we did like a pond fishing battle, dude. It took me back to like my high school days. We would door knock. We had two teams. We would door knock and try to gain permission to ponds around the area, and whoever caught the three biggest bass, like total weight won. Dude, we had so much fun doing it. My fiance caught like a for around here, we don't get those giant 9 pounders like you do. But like she caught like a 4 pounder, which is pretty big for around here. We were fired up, and
Oh yeah, that I
my
like
my
catching those. Those are good.
my buddy caught a 4.5 pounder the other week, which was great. But the pond fishing one though, dude, we just kept pulling out like pound fish, like under a pound fish, but we were catching like 200 of them. Like it was just reminded
Whoa,
me of being a kid fishing again and like walking the banks and fishing. It was fun, man. But that's been going good.
that's awesome. What's your favorite bait to use? Well, obviously I guess artificial, but do you use like top lure or the one that goes deep in the water, or what do you like to do?
I love putting I put a bullet weight on like an eighth ounce or a quarter ounce, and I throw a pit ball. So it's like a crawfish weedless. I love throwing that thing, dude. It's like a 4 inch. Usually I like the black and blue spec, or sometimes I go with that June bug. But like, yeah, dude, I love that. And then you can't beat a topwater frog, dude. Like I was out last night for 4 or 5 hours. They were slamming the top water last night, and it is, dude. There's nothing like getting a giant top water hit, man. It fires you up, that's for sure.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Well, let's see. Oh my gosh, I can go there many more times if I want to this year, but I've already been there 3 times this year. It was my we've been fishing in this pond for over 10 years now. But I've been going there, and I use a lure called Mighty Bite. But you can, because you can customize it. You can put your fins in it. You can put like a rattle
Nice.
sound thing in it, a scent stick so they can smell it. But one time I had the top water lure with the popper on it, and I brought it in, and I literally got within a couple feet from the grass, like the bank. That's how close I was to the spawn. And I look, and there's a bass right beside it. He turns and sees it, slowly goes up to it, opens his mouth, and goes, "Boink," and he grabs that bait slowly. So I just slowly start pulling it, and I feel him, and guess what? Turns loose. I should have just went and jerked it. But
Oh,
and and there's been a time or two where I bring him in the lure, and right as I get ready to pull it up out of the water because I'm right there at the spawn, doink! It's like a top water. They just grab it and I catch it. It
yeah.
is awesome.
Dude, it's so cool. I think I lost around I probably lost five on top water last night and only ended up catching two on top water. But like, dude, it's just so cool, man. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if I need to let them eat it a little bit more, but they'll come up and hammer it, and then and then that frog. I had a frog come back last night and hit me right in the gut. I was like, oh, just shot back because that bass threw it out of its mouth. But dude, it's so
Hey,
much fun,
they'll
man.
literally beat you up.
Yeah, they will. They will. They've
That-
been beating my thumbs up this year, that's for sure.
hey, that's a good feeling though when you hold them by the mouth and the teeth,
Oh
man.
yeah,
There's no
that
better
is.
feeling. But
That is.
yeah, man. Well, I tell you, we've had some great conversations. Anything else you want
Oh
to talk
yeah.
about? Any other thing you got?
I got nothing, brother. I appreciate you having me on, man. We've been talking about it for a while, so I'm glad. I'm thankful you let me come on and chat with you, brother.
Absolutely, man. And I wish you the best of luck at Pennsylvania and hunting for deer this year, man. And keep me posted. And it would be fun if we got a hunt together to hang out. That would
Oh,
be pretty
dude,
cool.
that would be a ton of fun, man. We'll have to try to figure something out here in the next year or two to try to get together on something.
Absolutely, brother. Well, let me know if you need anything. And guys, that is Axel Hartman. You heard the funniest stories I think I ever heard about.
I don't know about that.
That was awesome. But and you guys stay tuned. We got plenty more coming, and I think the best is yet to come for both of our YouTube channels. And y'all stay tuned because deer season's coming, and there's plenty more fishing to come too. So
Yeah.
y'all hang in there. We're gonna have some more videos. So y'all have a good one. We'll see you on the next podcast episode.